Hi, I'm Eric LeClaire. Today we're going to guide you through the install process. Let's get started. Today we're going to show you how to install the Underseat Amplifier mounting bracket for Jeep Wrangler Unlimited and Jeep Gladiator. Compatible with 2018 and newer Jeep Wrangler JL Unlimited and 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator JT, these underseat brackets feature pre-drilled and threaded holes for audio control, Stinger electronics, and Phoenix Gold amplifiers. They can even be custom drilled to be used to mount any other brand of amplifier or any other sort of accessory underneath the seat of your Jeep. Today we're also going to be installing our Jeep-specific wiring kit. These are available in 4-gauge and 8-gauge kits, both of which include all the wiring and connectors you need to connect the aftermarket amplifier to the vehicle's electrical system. Starting in the engine bay, by the battery, we're going to mount the fuse holder. The kit includes an M6x25 bolt that fits in this factory threaded hole on the passenger side fender. Simply align the mounting plate and pass the bolt through it, then thread it in until it's tight. Remove the top cover of the fuse holder and set it aside for later. Align the mounting holes in the fuse holder to the plate and install the 2 supplied Phillips screws. The wiring kit has 2 lengths of power wire. We're going to set aside the 22-inch length of wire for now. Starting with the braided end of the 17-foot power wire, we're going to connect it into the fuse holder. Using a 4mm Allen wrench, loosen the set screw. Install the wire into the fuse holder, then retighten the set screw. Using a 10mm socket, remove the 5 nuts securing the plastic wire cover and the coolant reservoir. Using a flat blade screwdriver, release the locking tabs along the top edge of the wire cover. Work your way across the engine bay to the driver's side. Lift the coolant reservoir off the studs and position it out of the way. Starting at the fuse holder, route the power wire inside the wire cover all the way to the driver's side. Tech tip: you can remove the battery and pass the wire through a grommet in the passenger side of the firewall if you want a bit of a shortcut. At the driver's side of the engine bay, remove the plastic insert located right next to the brake booster. This plastic insert is missing in our particular Jeep. Drill a 5/8" hole in the plastic insert and install the supplied rubber grommet. Run the power wire through the grommet and into the vehicle. Then reinstall the plastic insert into the firewall. Remove the plastic trim panel below the steering column. Route the power wire behind the dashboard, securing it to the factory wiring with zip ties. Be sure to keep the wire high up so you don't kick it with your feet. Unsnap and pull back the carpet at the front of the center console on the driver's side. Feed the power wire across to the passenger side. Unsnap and pull back the carpet on the passenger side of the center console, and pull the length of the power wire through to the passenger side. Open the glove box. Remove the glove box and set it aside. Use zip ties to secure the power wire to the factory wiring. Remove the kick panel access cover. Using a trim tool, unclip the electrical connector from the body. Remove the 10mm nut. Remove the kick panel by pulling towards the center of the Jeep. Route the power wire behind the factory wiring as much as possible so it stays hidden. Move the seat to the rear position and unbolt the 2 front seat bolts. Then move the seat to the forward position and remove the 2 rear bolts. At this point, you can remove the seat from the vehicle, or simply lean it all the way back to get it out of the way. To remove the seat, tilt it back and disconnect the 2 electrical connectors on the bottom. Unclip the wire harnesses. Do not turn on the ignition or start the vehicle with the yellow airbag connector on the bottom of the seat unplugged, or you will get a fault code. Continue routing the power wire down along the door jamb, finally out underneath the seat through the air vent opening. You'll notice we have our RCA connectors and remote wire already ran through the vehicle, as these are also needed for the amplifier to function. Tuck the end of the carpet under the factory wiring. This will allow the amp bracket to slide under this wiring. On the side of the center console, there's a factory ground point. Remove the 10mm nut. You can clean the ground point with a wire brush to remove any paint. Attach the black 12-inch ground lead and retighten the nut securely. Route the ground wire under the carpet and out the air vent opening. Reference the instructions included with the amplifier bracket to identify which holes fit your amplifier. Align the amplifier and insert the supplied Allen head screws. Connect the wiring to the amplifier. We always recommend that you connect the ground wire before connecting the RCA cables, so there's no chance of the amplifier grounding through the RCA cables. Connect the remote wire, which provides a turn-on signal. Connect the power wire. Connect the speaker level audio outputs from the amplifier into the vehicle's existing wiring. Using a product like SpeedWire makes this easier. Also, plug-in harnesses are available for many vehicles, which provide access to the speaker level wiring behind the head unit. Be sure to connect your RCA connectors to the head unit and the amplifier. If your amplifier has a remote level controller, be sure to connect that also, and run this wiring before reinstalling the seat. The wiring kit includes a single set of 2-channel RCA cables, which is perfect for adding an amp for subwoofers. If you're adding an amplifier with more than 2 channels, you'll need to purchase and install additional RCA cables. The other end of the RCA cables connect into the back of the aftermarket head unit. If your Jeep has a factory head unit, then a signal device may be needed, like a PAC Amp Pro or an audio-controlled DSP. Once all the amplifier connections are made and settings are adjusted, align the rear of the mounting plate with the rear seat bolt holes. Then reinstall the seat and the seat bolts. Be sure to reconnect the airbag harness underneath the seat. Now back in the engine bay, we're going to connect the fuse holder to the battery. Using a 4mm Allen wrench, securely connect the ferrule end of the 22-inch fuse to battery cable to the right side of the fuse holder. Remove the 10mm bolt on the positive battery terminal. Install the eyelet on the terminal stud, and reinstall the 10mm nut and secure it tightly. Loosen the 4mm set screw, install the fuse, and retighten the 4mm screws. Reinstall the fuse cover. Be sure to snap close the factory wiring channel and reinstall the coolant reservoir and the 5 nuts. This completes our installation video. We hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching.